Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 2022 Her Lounge podcast episodes. Yo, Rob, I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Do you know what number episode this is?
Why would you do that? You just told me how on top of things you were, and then you're like, hey, by the way.
I'm so proud of myself. Listen, I have a photo shoot for my content for February on January 20th, right? So I've already started making sure all the outfits are ready.
Nice. 122, by the way.
122 episodes. Mm-hmm. Look at me.
Damn.
Hello.
Dude, it's been almost a year exactly that you kind of re-kicked this off last year in 2021 when things were chaotic.
I need an applause in there.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Let me hit it. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That is what I am talking about. That is commitment.
It is.
Commitment.
It really is.
I
it might
need
be
the same commitment to content creating.
Yeah, to everything else.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys have really committed to this over the last 12 months, and I mean, it sounds weird and lame, but I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, I'm really proud of myself too, because I would have been, if it had not been that we've already scheduled this, you know, it would have been like, can we do Wednesday instead? And then I'd fall behind, and probably that week there wouldn't have been an episode. I just know.
It's probably the best thing that happened was that we scheduled this is my day. This is your day. Mm-hmm. Don't change it.
Yeah. So Tuesday's going to start being my content day. So while y'all are recording, I'll have Joseph come in, and I'm just going to record all the videos I have in storage that I kind of want to on this. I have a folder of things I want to record, and I just haven't gotten to it. So I'm going to try to start the year off right. And with that being said, I thought that this would be a great way to kick off the year, right? And it's called the cleansing prayer, right? But it's called the cleansing prayer, and you can call it what you want. But it says, may I release all energies that are less than love, help free my mind and body of all that no longer serves me. I send back any energies that aren't mine, shoe fly shoe, with love. I anchor it into myself and the present moment. So I thought that was kind of good.
Damn, where'd you get that?
Pinterest. My best friend.
That was really good.
It was really good, right? I saw it because I was like, I wanted to start off with I actually, where that was under? I Googled.
Serenity prayer? It's kind of remind me of it.
I actually did laser focus quotes, and that was one of them. And I thought, oh, that's great, because it is true. You're legit here you go, 2021. Here's your bad energies that you deposited into my life. I'm sending them off to whoever wants to grab them. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want them anymore. So middle finger and twirl on it. You know what I'm saying?
God,
so it's kind of I'm done. I'm ready. Let's do it. 2022.
It is kind of cliche to be like, new year, new me kind of thing, and new year, whatever. But it does come with some sort of energy, right? It comes with it makes you want to be very purposeful. And I've been using the phrase laser focus and purposeful a lot lately, because I really want everybody that I'm around, because I know how go-getters everybody is. But even though you're a huge go-getter, not you specifically, but the people around me, it's hard to not stray away from the focus when you have kids crying, this comes up, that comes up. And before you know it, you're like, oh shit, it's February.
And I find I'll use that as an excuse sometimes. I'm
course.
Okay, I can't put my kids last,
Yeah.
Crazy thing last night when I was going to bed, I had a pop-up yesterday. I didn't think anybody was going to come on that freezing cold. But surprisingly, a lot of people showed up because it was still sunny.
Yeah.
So it was sunny and cold. So people still came out to Eighth Wonder. So shout out to everyone that came out. Thank you for coming by and support and buying. I got home and I was in bed with Penny. And I said, how was it with Grandma today? Because my mom babysat. And she said, it was good. She goes, how come you always work and you always work and you always work? I said, do you like when I buy you surprises? She goes, yeah. I said, that's why Mom has to work, and she has to work, and she has to work. I said, if I don't work, I can't buy you surprises. She goes, oh, mañana trabajas? I said, yeah. She goes, okay, can you buy me a surprise then? And I was like, okay, that made me feel way better, because I was like, damn. So she is noticing that we work. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to oh, wait a minute. My parents are if it's not my mom, my grandmother, it's my nanny babysitting me. You know what I'm saying? If my parents are working, because I tell her I'll be back. I got to go to work.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, she's starting to like figure this shit out, and it's perfect. Because I told Pete, I said that is just going to put a bigger pep in my step, because I don't want to be like, I've always said, I don't want to be like my parents where they were always working. I was always by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like my sister and I were always like alone, but they had to do what they had to do. Right?
Of course. Yeah.
And secondly, I was never without. So it's like, I can't even be mad at them. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I never, like I said, we had all the necessities we needed: roof over our head, food, shelter. Everything that comes with raising children. You know what I'm saying? I am thankful. I've said this before. I don't know what it's like to get your lights cut off. I don't know what it's like to not have food in our refrigerator. I have no idea what that's like. And I can't thank my parents enough for that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they had to sacrifice to do, I 100% thank them, because I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I have no clue what that feels like. So, I feel for any parents who do have that shit. The light bill is due, and I don't know how I'm going to pay this. I can't even imagine what that's like as a parent, to not know how you're going to pay that bill. You know what I'm saying?
It's a double-edged sword, because I'm sure we all have examples of when we do get together with our parents. You appreciate all the things you just said, but then also the other part of you is like, man, I wish we had a better connection. I wish we would have had a better bond growing up, because your ass was always at work. Sure, I never, went without, but also you definitely missed something there.
Well, yeah, because like my mom, it wasn't until probably, I think more my senior year, my junior, maybe. My parents could never make it to a soccer game of mine, because they were at work during my soccer games. So I used to always feel like, gosh, I wish my mom and dad were in the bleachers cheering me on. You know what I'm saying? They just were never there, because they didn't have a choice. They had to work. I'm going to say, when I joined the drill team, I think, and I was in the 11th grade, I think for my parents, I think things started to, my mom's they both have always been self-employed. And we all know how self-employed works. You're always working, unless you've already made it. And that's just like, you've got people just doing it for you. But it got to a point where my mom was already like, oh, I don't need to be there. And that's how my mom was traveling. During my high school years is when my mom really was living her best life. She'd be gone for a month at a time, you know what I'm saying? Like on vacation, because she no longer needed to be there. And that's when she was able to attend my football games when I danced during halftime, and she was there. Then she was there. But one thing she would try to do is she'd call my aunt, Adrian's mom, my aunt who I'm really close to, and ask her like, hey, can you go to the game? You know what I'm saying? Go watch her, so that someone's there to support her. You know what I'm saying? So it like almost like, oh, she realized that a little bit later. And I think it's because she had to be involved. When you're on the drill team, your moms are like asked to like participate to like for like fundraisers and stuff like that. So I used to be like, Mom, you have to be there. It's like, why can't I just give you the money? I'm like, okay, so it doesn't work like that. You can't just pay me on, like you can't pay it off every time. Cause that was her. Like anytime I had a fundraiser, I'm like, I need for you to, how much is it? Okay, here's the money. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to be there. I was like, all right. So I just would bring the money. I didn't have to like do anything. So it was like, I didn't fundraise because my mom would just give me the money.
Got bought off.
Yeah. My mom would just say, I don't have time to do that for you. It was later as like time went by where it was like, oh, give me the book that I need to take. And so she'd have it right there on her, like at her station where she, her station where she cuts hair. And she just like her clients, her like faithful clients be like, hey, my daughter's selling this. Would you be interested? And then it was like, oh, okay. And I told my mom, I said, look how much easier that is, Ma. Instead of you just having to give me the money to go on these trips for the drill team, She was like, yeah, I didn't want to do it. She's like, and I just kind of said one day, fine, I'm going to do it. I'm going to help her out. Otherwise I had to go door to door, bro, to freaking get people to buy poinsettias.
I can't believe that still happens these days. I don't know any parents that's going to let their kids go out there and go door to door.
I don't know about now. Yeah. And I was lucky because again, I worked at a car dealership. And so Mr. Guzman had to put poinsettias all over his dealership. So he'd buy all the poinsettias I needed. So I was done. So I didn't have to be out and about. It was always like, yes, he bought all the poinsettias I needed. But then it was hard because I had to deliver them all. And I drove a freaking Trans Am.
Like a badass.
No, like I couldn't see over the steering wheel.
It's so long and
my
low.
parents said this is what you're gonna drive because it's paid off, and you're not getting a new car. Trust me, I rather would have driven like something small and not a sports car.
How about a Honda Civic, Mom?
Yeah, Honda Civic would have been perfect for me because it was like I'm not into like racing, so people love to get next to me and like press on their gas. And I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna race you. Number two, like, I hate that it takes off really fast.
It's my mom's car.
It's like my mom gave me this. I'm like this. I'm like, okay, let it go, and because that bitch would just go, you know. So it was like, but everybody thought my car was cool except for me, evidently, because I just couldn't do it. It was just like, oh my God, I can't wait till I can really see over the steering wheel.
You and Chingo are a match made in heaven. You just don't appreciate cars like that. It's
I just
funny.
don't care for cars. Yeah, I'm not.
Despite them, I understand being a depreciating asset.
Yeah, for me, it's just, I mean, I think they're cool. Like when I see someone else driving, I'm like, oh man, that car's nice. You know, and when I think about like, yeah.
You're like, well, I could get that, but I don't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, to go back to the work thing, this morning, Wesley walks into my office, and I have this new setup that I got along with this laptop to make work for all the content creation stuff go smoother.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 monitors and then this new computer and then the old laptop that I was using to run the podcast. And he walks in and he's like, why do you have so many computers? Thinking all the monitors are computers. I was like, it's just, it's what I use for work. He's like, geez. And he walks out and he talks like George Costanza all the time. And he just obviously doesn't know who that is, but he walks out. He's like, geez, what do you work all night? And he just walks out like he was mad that I had so many computers in there. But they've noticed that for years too, that like Don and I are always, not always, but it's very evident that we're working on stuff, from time to time. And we always like parse out the time that's their time and family game night and all that kind of jazz. But there are still times where he's just like, you guys are always working. Like, what's going on? Like, well, and we kind of explain the same thing you did. And he's like, all right. And he just goes back to doing what he's doing.
Yeah, it's like you have to explain to them like in layman's terms because I didn't know how I was going to explain to her at first. I was like, how can I tell her why we work? I want to get to the point to where when she's in school, I am a volunteer mom or a classroom mom. I do want to be in there. My mom never did that. I used to see kids' parents in their class. I'm like, so your mom just stays home? Like, and she just gets to volunteer? Like, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? My mom was not. Again, my mom would be like, what do you have to take? I'm like, well, this is on the list. Cool. We're going to take this one, and this one. Tell them that's what you're going to take. I'm like, all right.
Why was everything such a headache to our parents?
Yeah.
Why was it such a headache to participate with their kids' stuff?
I don't know. I think it's because they're old school. Because your parents are around my parents' age, right?
Yeah.
How old is your mom?
Early 60s.
Okay, so my mom just turned 60. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my mom's 62.
Yeah, so they're the same age.
Yeah.
There you go. So I think they're from a different generation. They just really don't. I don't know what school's like in Mexico. I don't know if they have like a parent teacher in classrooms. I don't really know, to be honest with you. So I don't think they do any of that. Like I think Luisa went to Grandparents' Day one time because they had a thing. She goes, "What is that?" And I was like, "Well," I said, "It's like Dia del Niño." I said,
here?
But I said, "But they do like it's for Grandparents' Day." And she's like, "It was really cute." She's like, "But I've never seen that before." So I don't really know. I should ask her just to kind of. Like, do y'all have like a homeroom mom? You know what I'm saying? Like, does she participate? Or
do some recon for the podcast,
yeah,
please.
For
Let
sure.
us know what she
I
says.
need to figure that out. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I didn't know how to explain to her, and I just thought, okay, this is the best way because she loves surprises, right? And I was like, okay, she's gonna understand this, and she sure did. She was like, okay, what do you work tomorrow? I'm like, yeah. She goes, okay, great. So does that mean you're bringing me a surprise then?
Now it's gonna get to the point where if you're not working, she's gonna be like, hey, I need surprises. Get to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to the back. What are you doing?
Yeah. So, what'd you do for New Year's?
We laid low because Dawn's mom was in town. And it was her birthday, so she came, celebrated. We had the kids, and we just kind of like watched fireworks off the back patio. Like our subdivision, because it's still kind of out there, and you're just free to pop fireworks. So it sounded like straight up World War III. I hate to use that kind of analogy, but everybody was popping fireworks from like literally they started like it's like happy 7 p.m. They didn't wait like till midnight. Wow. It was like from 7 p.m. to like 2 a.m.
Wow,
nonstop. It was pretty cool. Dawn hated it after a while. She's like, I can't sleep.
Yeah, I heard it early here too. We didn't do anything. As a matter of fact, Pete was already asleep. I had to come wake him up. I'm like, hey, Happy New Year. It's midnight.
He's like, leave me alone.
He's like, word? I'm like, yep. So we didn't do anything. It's funny because...
Isn't that nice though?
I liked it. I like that I was in my own home. I think if I had a little bit more energy, And Penny and Sunny wasn't a baby. I think maybe next year when she's a little bit older, I want to go get like the little hand fireworks for them. You know what I'm saying? Like just to make it cool. We did he did wake up and we did the grapes, you know, where you eat the grapes for good luck or whatever that is. So we did get up and have the grapes.
I actually bought grapes the next day, not knowing that was a thing. But Dawn does black eyed peas.
Oh yeah, a lot of people do black eyed peas.
Black eyed peas and cabbage. So we did a little bit of that. All I know is that I told her, I was like, we did this at the beginning of 2021, and we know how that, or 2020 rather, and we know how that went down. So no more lockdowns. So
I hope not.
No.
Today began the first day of our 8-week fitness challenge.
I'm glad you segued into that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty hyped for you guys.
Shout out to fucking Dawn. I said, Dawn, I wish I could afford you and you could be my personal assistant. My life would be fucking amazing. I said, you know what? I said, my goal is going to be to work towards you being able to quit your job so you can come work for me. That's what I'm going to work towards.
She helped me with my Google Drive for my files for the RPT or the Chingo Chat challenge, because we're also, so you guys are doing a challenge at the same time that we're doing one with Chingo, and it's on fire. People are excited about it.
Yeah. I don't know that I want to lose weight. I mean, obviously I want to lose weight, but I want to make sure that I'm measuring myself. So Dawn made us these, I don't know if she made them for you guys, but she made us this cool sheets where you can like measure your arms, your legs.
No, she went all out for y'all.
Yeah. And it's like really cool where I can keep track of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to print those out because I really do want to keep track of it. That's kind of how I kept track when I was bodybuilding, because you have to. I'd send those measurements in to Christine, you know? And so Dawn has officially kicked off my nutrition. So my meals that I purchased from her are weighed. And so they're, you know, according to my macros and so forth. Today was the first day that we submitted in our weigh-in. And I just like sent them to Dawn. I showed her a picture and I said, I put a bunch of throw up signs. I'm like, oh my God, this is so like, I never get on the scale. I hate looking at it, you know? And, but I just feel like, excuse me, I feel good about it. Like, you know, I'm going to make videos tomorrow of little like easy recipes for people to do, because of those who don't have the luxury of having somebody like Dawn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to be able to show them like, so that's where the little bars that I gave you came from. My patronas, I've sent them a video of how to make the little energy bites, right?
Oh, they're so good.
They're so good. This time I added protein in them to make them protein bites, right? But I was trying to make the bars version, and like I said, my recipe is to make a gazillion of those little balls. And so I thought, oh, I'm just going to use the whole batch of it, and then I just pour the chocolate, the dark chocolate on top, and it should be fine, you know? They were so thick, Rob, and I'm glad I tested all these recipes over the weekend. That's what I did, basically. I tested recipes over the weekend to make sure that when I filmed them, they're good to go for, you know, for the patrons, you know? And so I was like, so Pete's like trying to find something to snack on, right? Our apples are done. Like, we just haven't gone to the grocery store. No meals, you know? So it's like, damn. And so he's like, damn, it's like a pie. I'm like, no shit. I'm like, so I like had to figure it out. So I like basically sliced the whole batch in half, and then everything else, I turned them into the little energy bites because it was just too much of the I guess it's not batter, I guess, but I guess that's what it would be. Yeah.
So before the show started, Marisol gave me a cookie and then two of these these were the bars you're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. These were the ones that you also turn into the balls. Mm-hmm. They're super, super good. You guys should really take advantage of that recipe and make them, because they're a really good, healthy snack.
Yep.
The cookies, though, what were those?
So they're lactation cookies,
She's
right?
like, hey, I got some lactation stuff for you. I was like, what? Mm-hmm.
But they're just called that because it's good for to produce milk. Brewer's yeast is good for that. The flaxseed is good for that. So a lot of the ingredients in the cookies are to help produce milk, but they're really just healthy shit that you need. It has oatmeal, has cacao.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we went to Whole Foods and I got all the like
premium
ingredients to make those. So just so you know, have premium ingredients in that cookie. And that's kind of what I do when I make that stuff. And you don't have to, guys.
You can get great value if you want.
You can go, yeah, you can go buy the regular kind from whatever your grocery store is. But for me, I just really want to know that I got legit the real deal. Like I went and I had the regular, what is it, McCormick? What is that brand?
Yeah, McCormick's.
Vanilla extract. So I went to Whole Foods to get the legit vanilla extract. Like
Marisol is the prime key demographic of whole paychecks.
I love Whole Foods. Like I can be in there and just I feel happy in there.
I agree, but I felt more happy when you can walk around and drink while you were shopping.
Did they not let you do that anymore?
I don't think so.
I
They
didn't know
actually
that.
closed the bar that they had in the Sugarland store, so you can't eat in the middle of the store anymore.
Okay,
you know?
so you couldn't eat anymore at ours, but that just opened up.
Did it?
Where the like buffet area where you can go, that just opened up. I just saw that when I went on Friday night.
Is it back to buffet style, or is it all still prepackaged?
No, it's actually back to buffet style.
Word.
But just these two. The other two still have nothing. So I don't know if they're just kind of like little by little just to see how it works for people. So those two are open right now. Speaking of that, I haven't checked to see if they have the bar open.
Yeah, it was called like the something shack.
Yeah, it was cool.
Sugar
Like
Shack
they
or
did
something?
the coffee there. They did the juices there.
They did the
I love the
beers.
juices there. They did the beers. They do wine night
Yep.
there. So, because Pete and I would legit go have like little dates there.
Yeah, I used
during
to
the
love
day.
that. I used to love doing that.
Me too. Like that was my thing. Like I'd be like, it'd be a text like this.
Yeah.
Hey, want to go to Whole Foods? I'd be like, all right. So it'd be like, let's go. We'd go to Whole Foods. I took Luisa to Whole Foods one time when we were out of town and we took her.
She about to pass out.
She's like, what is this disgusting food? I was like, what? I was so offended. I was like, how dare you? I was like, which part is disgusting? She goes, everything. I was like, these are premium vegetables. Thank you. I was like, these are delicious.
They sing to these vegetables
they
and massage
sing to
them.
Thank you. And I was like, oh my God, it's so crazy. She goes, no one even eats these vegetables. Like, who eats these? I was like, we do. Like the Brussels sprouts, she never knew what those. She was like, so what do you do with these? And I'm like, they're like almost like a little baby cabbage. Like I didn't even know, like,
That's a good way to describe it, actually.
I didn't know what to tell her. Like, because I was trying to think of a plate where we would eat that. And like, repollo would be the only thing. No, not even. I don't know.
Like a dish that you would serve
Like,
it with?
yeah, a Mexican dish. There were none of them.
That's not a thing.
Right?
No.
We don't have anything like that. So I couldn't even like help like this because she was looking at Dawn's food. She's like, and what is that? And I was like, well, and then I kind of, the green beans, yes, because they do add green beans, but the asparagus, she was like, so what is this exactly? I'm like, asparagus. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, okay, that vegetable too. What do they eat it in? Nothing, right?
No.
There's no Mexican dish with that.
Nothing.
So I just like, I couldn't think of anything. And she tasted it. She goes, yeah, this is not
Good.
good. This is gross.
You should have just made it up and said that the Brussels were like big chickpeas or something.
Yeah. I just like, I'm not a fan of Brussels sprouts, but I told Dawn, I'm somebody who, if I just put chile on it, it'll be fine.
You put sriracha on anything.
Well, Pete uses sriracha. I use the Valentina or
that's
the
right, that's
Mexican.
right.
Yeah. I put chile on everything. So as long as it's got chile on the vegetable, it tastes good to me.
I'm with you. Barbecue sauce or tapatio?
Yeah,
I put it on
exactly.
anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I feel. So like to me, I'm not a complainer about vegetables. I feel like you can make it taste better with just
decent.
a little bit of whatever. Because I'm not a fan of Brussels sprouts. They're not the best.
I fucking love them.
Yeah, see, I don't like, unless they're like,
Honey with bacon.
yeah, fried, like crunchy.
That too.
Those are fire.
Dude, there's a couple of do you like pho?
Yeah.
Okay. Since now that it's like 30 degrees, I think we'll be eating more pho these days.
Yeah, exactly. We had ramen yesterday.
Ramen too. That's what there's a couple ramen bars that have the best fried Brussels sprouts. Oof. We're supposed to be talking about healthy stuff now, but
I know.
going back to that, and I like how everybody's super excited to just be on track, and accomplish these goals. I know there's a little pot for the winter here for y'all's group too, and it was kind of.
How much is it for y'all?
We're doing the first one free.
Oh, the first one's free.
First one's free
okay.
to get everybody into the feeling of it. So the idea is to build upon our challenges. So the first one get all of or as many of them in there as possible to participate and get excited about it, and then we're going to build upon it so that we know. And the way that we framed it was like, just so we know y'all ain't bullshitting. Like the first one's free, participate, and if we see a lot of interaction, we're going to build upon it, have prizes and so on and so forth.
Pete told me there how y'all have one female and she was intimidated to like join just because she's the only girl. And I thought, you know what's good about that? I'm gonna tell you what was pretty dope about that. A lot of women are afraid to go to the gym because there's too many men in the weight area.
Totally.
Right. And I really feel like with you guys, with this challenge, the fact that y'all are going to encourage her and motivate her, you know, and it's coming from males, right? I feel like she will maybe realize that even if she went to the gym where there's a bunch of males, no one really cares. And it's funny how so many people are intimidated by going into the weight area, but no one really is watching you and no one really cares whether or not you're.
Do you remember that when you first went to the gym and you're like, man, there's so many people around, and then you
I never cared,
because then you realize like everyone's so focused on what they're doing, they're not paying attention.
No one's paying. That's why I didn't care, because I realized that no one was paying attention. And secondly, I'm an observer, so what I would do first before I even really started, even like when I first started educating myself about it, I would look at a movement and just kind of then go into YouTube, because, you know, YouTube tells you everything. And I would just kind of Google the movement, and then I would be like, oh, okay. And then it was to the point to where I would see men doing it incorrectly. And I'd be like, gosh, he's doing that movement wrong. And he thinks he looks so cool in front of this mirror. You know what I'm saying? Going ham. Swinging with the weights, and I'm just like, bro, just go down on the weight so you can get a real legit rep in there, you know what I'm saying, to where you're actually activating that muscle. And then you don't, you know, if it's just about the look because you want to carry that big old 75 pounder, okay, you know what I'm saying, like, but you're not even doing anything.
Hey,
you know, your legs are the one helping you bring that weight up anyway, you know. So it's funny to me later when I learned. When I didn't know really much about it, to me, it was just like, damn, what a badass. You know what I'm saying? Look at all that weight they have, not knowing, you know, but then that's why I never was intimidated. I was a Stairmaster treadmill person for a little while at the gym. I had a friend when I first, it's funny, my eyelash girl moved, and where she moved to is literally around the corner from the first 24 hours I ever started working out at. Because when I worked at Reliant Energy, they were located in like kind of springish area. It was Greens Point, but the closest 24-hour fitness around there was on, oh gosh, I can't even remember. I think it was like Luetta and... Man, I don't even remember the cross street, but it was the first 24-hour fitness. And I had my guy friend who I told you would cheese me and say that I was going to end up with Chingo Bling one day. Yeah. And then look at what happened. He was into fitness and working out. And so 24-hour fitness came to my job. You know how they come and offer the memberships? That's how long I've had my membership since 2002. Damn. That's how long I've had a 24-hour fitness membership.
You still haven't?
Yep. Because it's the only gym that are still in other states.
Okay.
So I don't have a choice. So that when we're out of town and we're on tour, I'm able to, because when Airbnbs don't have gyms in there, and the hotel gyms, some of those are iffy, you know, I might just not get a good workout in. So I'd rather we've been paying usually at drop-ins because a lot of 24-hour fitness closed down after this whole lockdown. So a lot of them aren't even open anymore.
Dude, the one in Sugar Land and the one in Rosenberg closed.
Oh, they closed?
Yeah.
So the one on Elgin is still open, surprisingly.
They transformed into Texans Fit gyms. Have you seen those?
No.
Yeah, it's like the Houston Texans like gym. Yeah.
Oh,
they look
interesting.
I mean, it's you got to think it's just like the same thing as 24 because they still have all the things in there.
Hold that, because I want to talk about something in regards to that.
Okay.
What was I telling you? So I've had the membership. So it was funny. It was like almost nostalgia. When I drove by it, I was like, oh my God, I remember going with my friend to work out, and I was like, damn, Mario was in a bad mood, dude. Like, I'd always be like, we're just fucking working out. And finally one day I said, hey, you going to the gym today? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. I brought my clothes. Can I go with you? And he goes, I just have to tell you something. I said, what? And he goes, I just don't like to talk when I work out. He's like, and you talk a lot. He's like, and I just don't get a workout in. And I was like, how dare you? So insulted, Then I realized.
And you understood.
I understood. And then it was like, I get it now. To me, the gym was just not that, because I was just in dance. And so I just did cardio. And so lifting weights was just like, yeah, it was a little 5-pounder. I wasn't even really into it, And so it was just like I was learning from him. And then when I decided to come in and shut my mouth and come in with my headphones and ready and focused, and he's who introduced me to pre-workout, and I was like, what? The kind that made you itch?
Oh, yeah.
And your face feels like you have 100 ants crawling all over your face, I was like, okay, so this is what it is. And then I started kind of like, I would just follow his lead. I would never ask questions. I didn't really care to learn, to be honest with you. It wasn't until I decided myself, like in 2012. Yeah, 2012, 11, around then, where I decided like, I am so thin and I barely have any muscle definition. On top of that, like, how will I ever be able to train anyone if I'm not even really doing it myself? At that time, I was just teaching the Group X classes, and that was it, So then it was just like, I really want to vibe with this. And that's how I got into it. And that's kind of how I started just really trying to learn more about the body and getting certifications and so forth. And it was just like, it's a whole different world, to now. I think I said it the other day. I went to the gym and I brought out my gym bag that I would take with me, which is an old diaper bag, which is funny.
You and I were talking about that off the podcast. Yeah. You didn't mention it.
I didn't mention it on here. Oh, okay. I thought I did.
Where you said you felt like yourself again?
I felt like myself again. Like I legit got a little knot in my throat.
Yeah, we were in the kitchen talking about this.
Oh, okay, so I didn't say it. Yeah, so I went to the gym on my own. I decided to okay, it's time start kind of introducing not just HIIT training, which is what I've been doing with Sean, there's a purpose for it. He was going to be on here today, guys. We were going to kick off the podcast today with him on here. But the way my subdivision works is we are required to have passes to be able to park on the damn street, and my passes are not in yet. And my driveway only fits 4 cars. So, a 5th car he was going to get towed. And you get towed here, guys. So he's going to be here next week. So hopefully by then my passes will be here. But anyway, side note on that. I just went in and I couldn't do the pre-workout, but I did sit down, put my headphones on, found my music, watch DLB like I usually do a couple of times. And it's always, for me, her intro. Do you know that?
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is. It's her intro to her videos where it goes, D-L B, and she walks in on stage and she's just kind of posing, and then all her stuff goes by. Look at me, I'm getting goosebumps. Every time I see that, it's just yeah.
Stop the podcast. Let's go work out.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'll watch that 1 or 2 times, and then it's it. I'll be okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. And then so it felt good. I did biceps and triceps that day, and I just walked out the gym and. It was just I told Sean, I said, I think I'm ready for it. I think I'm going to push myself. My C-section cut kind of burns a little bit but I'm I'm just going to go ahead and wear a belt. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of push through. I wasn't doing anything heavy either. I'm just kind of introducing weights again, all over to my body. Basically, is what I was doing. I mean, I think I lifted, the heaviest was 15 pounds. So it's kind of
you gotta start somewhere.
Exactly. As long as it's not 5 pounds again. Because I knew that if I went back to 5 pounds, I was it's from scratch again, basically.
Which, even if it was, you'll have so much muscle memory that it'll be that much faster that you get back up there.
So I'm excited. I was really excited about it. It felt really good. And I was just really happy to be back. And I just told Pete, I was I think I found my rhythm. I found my rhythm again. I was and
what a perfect time to find your rhythm at the beginning of the year.
You're right.
Yeah.
I did. And I felt like I needed to kind of start it before the beginning of the year, if that makes sense. I need to mentally start getting myself. Because again, now I'm feeling like I need to be an example for women who I'm telling about fitness.
I totally agree.
Does that
I totally
make sense?
agree with you. So go ahead and take a sip of your water. I want to bring up a bunch of points. We're going to get tables in here. We need tables in here for both shows so we can have something to write on too. I want to bring up the comment I saw on one of your Instagram posts. I want to bring up this Texans Fit thing that you said you had something to talk about. Yeah. Alpha Land out there in
That's
Sugar
why
Land.
I wanted to talk to you about. That's why I said keep that in mind.
Perfect. Fantastic. So we're on the same page here. And the groups again. But I want to talk about that Alpha Land thing. I didn't know what that was until like a week or two ago.
Okay, so if you don't watch, I guess, YouTube influencer fitness people, go check this guy out too. His name's Christian Guzman. And he started like a long time ago just vlogging. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's just built an empire. He's somebody also to admire because he's super young. And guys, he built this Alpha Land.
Yeah. Most people are probably familiar with Alphalete, at least, like the
brand,
clothing brand.
Yeah, he's the same person.
Yeah.
And didn't he have a
gym?
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry, not a pre-workout.
He has an energy drink.
Energy drink.
The 3D energy drink, yeah.
Which he sold.
He did.
They say he sold it and made a killing off of that shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So he's very smart, makes a lot of money. Good for him. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go check out his gym. I just want to go over there. So it's supposed to have like a place for you to be able to like do coffee.
Did you see the walkthrough of it?
I did not.
Okay.
No. I just saw, and I was watching when he was getting it built. So where he was going through like decision making of the colors and what it was going to look like, and like this dungeon area he was going to create. And I mean, it was insane.
You know, there's like 3 gyms connected to it.
Yeah.
It's pretty outrageous, honestly. If you just think about this kid that started vlogging on YouTube, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little bit over 10 years ago now. And then they opened up the original Alphalete, and then they moved that one to another another location, which I've been to them. They're cool. I mean,
he started there just to be able. He rented the same thing with DLB and them. They rented a little warehouse space with a couple of pieces of gym equipment to be able to make their YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how he did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then it grew into like their apparel distribution was also there. So it's pretty cool to see, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
People,
motivation.
Yeah, some people want to hate and be like these fucking influencers and stuff, but you gotta just appreciate, man. You gotta give the credit where the credit's due. So anyway, I wanted to bring that up to see if you had seen anybody that went to it.
We should go. We should all go. Just
totally.
go check it out.
I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go see. Just kind of want to go.
Did you go work out at the original Athlete?
I never went. Sean would go. My trainer would go because sometimes I'd be like, "Damn, what gym is that?" It was like all kind of like neat, like newer equipment that you don't really see at regular gyms. It's like, "Oh, that's at Athlete." I'm like, "Word." I was like, "Damn." I said they put some money into their equipment, you know.
Yeah.
So I heard the equipment here is even
I would think so,
crazier, you know.
It's right around the corner from that house.
I wonder how many I wonder how many investors he has in it.
I don't know.
It has to be quite a bit to be able to have that big of a. I can't imagine it all funded by him.
Yeah, and if not investors, probably partners.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, somebody's got to be in there. But so I posted a video on Friday. Just
hey, set the scene. Set the scene. We're shifting gears into that comment that I mentioned that I saw on your Instagram.
Yeah. And I posted a video kind of just telling people about our challenge and, you know, how I'm looking forward to it. And then someone had to come on there and say, looks like you gained all the weight.
But she hit you with that. Is this propaganda shit?
Is this propaganda? I was like, propaganda? Is that even the fucking, like, what
is that the right
are you
word?
Talking about? Like, this isn't politics, bitch. Whoa. But, I was like, kind of hit a certain way, you know? And I told Pete, he was like, what a miserable little soul. And I'm like, I know, right? I'm like, who gets on there and just tells someone like, you fat ass, basically is what they got on there and said. You know what I'm saying?
You
I'm
didn't
like,
say that, but I can see why you interpret it that way.
That's pretty much, I mean, when you tell someone, so she got my dumb bitch of the day award. Because I was like, come on, man. I was like, I'm not even going to be mad at it. That's okay. Just come back to my page. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come back to my page.
Give me that engagement.
Yeah, go ahead. Come back to my page when you want. You're lurking on my profile. Whoever sent you or whatever your reason is for looking, you know, whatever. And I think she's like a sculpting business where she does like, I guess,
cool sculpting.
Cool sculpting, yeah, and all that fat transfer or some shit like that. I don't know.
If that's what you like, that's what you're into.
That's what you're into. That's you, you know? Some of us don't want the easy way out just yet.
Even I wouldn't even consider that easy way out. A lot of that stuff, one, doesn't work, and two, it makes you look really weird after a while. Once you get the fat transfer type stuff specifically, like you look like you got poopy diaper, for instance, or you just look like unproportional.
Yeah, you just look weird. You just start to look weird, and because I think if you get it like the right amount, if you don't go in there, if there's some people who just grow a little bitty booty. Let's just say you went in there and be like, I just want a little bit more booty. Like, I'm not trying to be Kim Kardashian. I just want to be able to wear some jeans and it look like I got some booty. That's realistic to me. Like, okay, well, you didn't try to go, you weren't trying to be like the next fucking, I don't know, Emma Rose or whatever her name is. It's just, but you just wanted to be able to look at yourself. And it's almost like girls who get like breast implants. Okay. My eyelash tech, she don't care, I'm sure, if I said this on here, but she got breast implants, bro. And I thought, why is she going to go do that? She's got the cutest little body. Like, she's fit. Like, she likes to work out and stuff. She really takes care of her health. I'm like, no, obviously I'm not going to be like, I'm like, really? Why would you want implants? That's all I said to her, right? She's like, yeah, I just don't have any. She didn't have any, like, legit. She was like ant bite status. And so, but I mean, she had a 6-pack, she's got the hips, she's got the boot, she's got the lower body. That's usually how it is. People who don't have the top, they have the lower body,
Except my girl, she got both.
Except for Dawn, because she's perfect. So whenever she came back, I thought I was going to see her with these ginormous boobs, right? Because that's usually what people do when they get breast implants, She came back and I was like, oh shit, so you got like proportioned boobs to your body. She's like, yeah, what'd you think I was like, I don't know. I just really thought you were about to go like,
you thought she was coming in with the heavies?
Like, I thought you were going to come in with big old fake boobs, Her boobs look perfect. They're perfect for her body. They did a perfect shape. I mean, they look like regular boobs that you probably just, she wore a push-up bra. Like, she didn't even go like crazy.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good head on her shoulders.
So now she looks, so basically what she did is she went to go get proportioned. That's all she did, because she has the bottom part. So she just got a little bit in the front, looks good with her clothes, and that's all it was. To where she has the right amount of cleavage. It's not like this cleavage that's falling out of your shirt. It's just like the right amount. I mean, they're just the right amount of perkiness. And she's like, well, I wanted to be able to work out. She's like, I didn't want to like have all these like, and
all
that's
this extra weight.
Yeah. And that's usually how it is except for like bodybuilders. Sometimes they end up looking like just these pieces of like rocks. Like, I don't even know. They don't even look right sometimes.
It is really weird when you see like the bag, like.
Yeah, because you're so thin. I don't even know how you could make that look natural, right? Is there a way?
I guess it would look more natural once you filled back up, but on stage it never looks natural.
But it's never going to look natural, right? Because you just sucked up all the fat, because that's basically all breast are. It's fat. You know what I'm saying? So for those who think like my boobs are badass because they're big, it's just fat that's there.
It's the best kind
Trust
of fat.
me, guys. Once I start to lose weight, that's the first place it goes. So
that's most women, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of women.
Yeah, that's for me. It's like okay, well, get ready for no boob Marisol, because that's what's coming.
So what's the challenge again for you guys, for the ladies? It's an 8-week challenge. I thought we were doing an 8-week challenge too, because the goal of ours is we're kind of revolving it around Chingo's first show date. So the 17th of February in Austin. And I thought it was 8 weeks, but it's actually 7 weeks. So whatever. And the first one is just a 10 pounds across the scale, across the board. Like everyone's goal is to lose 10 pounds. And collectively, we're going to, one of the sheets, or the only spreadsheet that Don helped me do, was like one to track your weight, and then you would see the descending amount, your starting weight, and every week it goes down. At the end, we're going to have the whole collective amount of what everybody lost. So we'll be able to say, like, look, collectively, like this podcast group lost 100 or whatever pounds. What's y'all's? Is it percentage? Y'all doing percentage of body weight, right?
Yeah, that's what John.
Okay. Yeah. And that's a really cool one to do, because everyone's so different in size that if you lost 15 pounds and someone else lost 5 pounds, it could still be the equal amount of like body percentage.
And shout out to Dawn, because she's helping me with that. Because I was like, I don't know if I want to. She's like, what do you think? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can be responsible for another thing. I was like, if you're down to help me, I'll do it. I was like, I just don't want to. I can't add another thing on my plate, because that's work. You have to keep up with that stuff.
Definitely.
I mean, I mean, she's like, no, I'll help you. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, well, if you'll help me, then let's do it. I'm I'm down for it. But yeah, I'm excited. I think a lot of the ladies are excited. We only had, including Dawn, myself, and Marissa, there's only 7 of us. And then I started thinking, like, maybe it might have not been a good time just yet to do them, only because
After Christmas and stuff?
yeah, people are recovering from, from that. Then it's the first of the month, bills are due. And
Yeah. No, I mean, it's going to be good for people to see you guys, like, even if it's just, I mean, 7's still a good amount. There's a good pot of money. So you guys did a paid one. You had to have a paid entry, winner takes all. And then from there, you just build on top of it. I mean, I think it's super cool.
And second, we decided to do a second and third place. So second place, actually first place gets $350, and I think of a week of Marissa's juices.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she wins a pretty good price. The first place winner. Second place is a consultation with Dawn and a month of free, basically like a menu.
Which that's also not cheap.
Yeah, that's not cheap at all. And then third place gets her apparel, her athletics.
Oh, that's
apparel.
good too.
Yeah,
badass.
So all 3 are.
I like that tiered approach.
It is just to give everybody motivation, even if you know what I'm saying. Wherever you land, it's I'm like, well, fuck, I did it. Dawn did also a thing that was really good, is like where you can put like what you've lost and what you're going to reward yourself with. It was like something to reward yourself with when you put it down. I thought that was a genius thing to do because, again, we talked about this when Dawn was here, but I've always felt like that. Oh gosh, I don't have it.
That's very vision boardy-ish.
Yeah.
I like that.
I have to show you this thing. When I would be teaching, I do these little cooking, how to prep type little like workshops with the ladies. And I would bring them this little pamphlet, not a pamphlet, like a little book. I'd go get them made from like Kinko's. Is there still Kinko's?
No.
There's not?
It's just FedEx, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way.
So whatever it's called now.
We all know what it is.
So I'd go get these books made, and it was really cool. And I was looking through them, and it's funny because I used to always put on there, and I just remember saying, like, we're not dogs. Don't reward yourself with food. Like, why is that always, even as a bodybuilder though, like the first thing that people are always like, what are you gonna, what's the first thing you're gonna eat? Is that not funny?
Yeah. I can see that.
But I think when you're bodybuilding, it's a little bit different because you really aren't eating. I mean, you can't have cheese, no dairy. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can't have. So I could see where you've already done the work on losing the weight, like, you know what I'm saying, getting prepped for this show. So I can see how food could be a reward. But bro, it hurts so bad to eat.
What?
It hurts. Like when you're trying to eat, like just be like, like indulging just because you haven't had. So my thing always, like when I've competed, is I want like a bowl of cheese. That's all I want.
That's it? Nothing sweet or anything?
No, I just want to drink the cheese. Like I just like I'll get a spoon. I'll just be eating the melted cheese. Like
Which
at a
just
restaurant.
wrecks your body, but
So good. But I remember my sister's like, let's go do a burger. So I was like, all right, burgers, sounds good. I had a good burger. It was from Beck Prime. It wasn't even like
love Beck's Prime.
They're so good. Their burgers there. It wasn't like a nasty, McDonald's burger. It was like a legit, nice, juicy burger. I took 2 bites and I was done. I was so mad because I wanted to eat it like a fat ass. You know what I'm saying?
Your stomach just shrunk so much.
My stomach just shrunk so much I couldn't eat it. And it's just like, are you done? I was like, I'm done. She's like, what? I'm like, I know. I'm like, I'm so mad at myself right now. I legit ate that for like, that was dinner. I ate it the next day for lunch, and I still had some to eat for dinner. How about that?
3 different meals?
Yeah, out of one burger. I mean, the meats are pretty, hefty at Beck Prime, but even it was like, holy smokes, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
Do you ever remember when you competed, when you really like depleted yourself and then you kind of refed, or after the show, whatever, you would eat like that burger or something sweet that you'd get so full that your skin would like hurt to the touch?
No, it was just it was a weird feeling in my stomach where like to do even this, to stand, maybe that is, I guess, the same feeling too, because even just
you felt like
up, it was like, ouch.
Weird.
Why is that? I
don't know, but it's weird that we would do that to ourselves, because it was kind of like, it was satisfying in a sense, You're like, man, I got so depleted. Like when I was in college, I would walk around at like 185, 180, which is significantly smaller than I am now. So I told her I was trying to get back to that like 190-ish, like when her and I first met. She's like, no, I don't want you to be too small. I was like, look, I'm never going to be small.
I told Peter, I said, you're trying to lose 10 pounds? I'm like, no. I'm like, don't do that. You need to gain muscle. Like,
yeah. But he's never gonna. I mean, the way he works out and wants to train and stuff, he's never gonna look small. The way I told Don, I was like, I'm never gonna look small. Like as it is, I'm taller than most Mexicans, and I like to work out, so it's just gonna. It's hopefully it'll look good, right? If I can look the way I did in my early college days, fantastic. But the idea of just like depleting yourself, rewarding yourself, maybe you're doing a show, maybe you're not. It's like it's a really masochistic kind of thing. Because you're like, it's kind of painful. It's super painful a lot of the times, but it's like you like it, don't you? Like you like that feeling.
Yeah, I remember I sat there and thought to myself one time, like, why are you doing this to yourself? You don't get nothing out of it except for a trophy. I mean, I just left there with a trophy. That's all I did. I didn't leave there with like $10,000 or like, you know. Nice. I mean, I know that there's some competitions that, you know, it's in Olympia is where you win money, right? But you have to qualify to be able to compete there anyway. Yeah, I mean, I just never really found a purpose of like after that, I really thought to myself, I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't really know, but I'm not going to lie to you. It was a crazy high. Like I loved it. I did it back to back. Rob, when I thought about it, I competed for a whole year. So I think when I calculated, this is crazy. When I calculated it, I think I only had 3 weeks out of the year where I was normal, where I was eating normal food. And you know what those 3 weeks were? It was the week that Christine would give me off until we started prepping for the next show.
You would eat like that year round?
I did it. I competed for a whole year straight. I'm obsessive like that.
I understand.
I'm obsessive like that. I like something, I'll just keep doing it. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. And so, yeah, that's kind of how it is. That's why, like, I'm almost kind of scared to go into this like food mode thing because it's gonna be like, Pete's gonna be like, "Hey, do you want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can't."
But see, that's what hopefully we get around is like not having to be that way in order to live like your life the way you want to. Like flexible dieting, basically, where you know you can enjoy the things you want as long as it fits within your macros. Or, you know, and some people hate IFFM, like IFYM, if it fits your macros. Some people think that that's going to deter people from accomplishing their goals. They're going to get too loose with their diets and stuff. But if you're a regular fucking person, you're not trying to be super diligent like that year round.
You don't even have to count your macros, Rob. You know when you sit down.
Yeah.
And you get a plate at any restaurant that you go to. I don't care what it is. You know better. Come on now.
You're absolutely right.
You know better. There's like, it's funny to me when people say that. It's just like, but if you're a foodie and you love food, I can see how that's hard too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, have you ever eaten something that's just like, it tastes so good, you just want to keep eating it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, bring me the box to go like right now.
You gave us a gift card the other day I was here.
Yeah.
When I got Don's hood, which by the way, those hoodies are soft. The blue
right.
one,
And they're also,
that blue one's really cool.
I love them. Those are the motherhood guys. I'm telling you, they're like hard. They're like, I don't know a way. Pete's like, you need to do like a live show showing it, like with these hoodies.
Ooh, you should do one of those like QVC style.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the motherhood zip ups.
Yeah, those
are
nice.
bomb, and they're heavy, right?
Yeah.
I was afraid. That was the only thing I was afraid of when I like purchased those.
Oh, that's what you were referring to?
Yeah, I was like, they're gonna be too heavy. I'm like, for Houston weather, but
It's
right now it's
degrees
perfect.
last night
yeah,
or yesterday.
Today was perfect.
But no, what the hell was I saying? I totally lost train of thought.
We were talking about the food, the gift card I gave you.
Oh, the gift card you gave me. Yeah, it was like the day before we started our challenge because we started our Chingo Chat challenge on Thursday of last week, and we were, it was Monday when we were podcasting with Marissa and Dawn.
Oh, okay.
I believe so. Anyway, on the way home, she was like, let's just stop. So we stopped at Longhorn, and they have an appetizer. It's like a Texas shrimp something or other. It's like fried shrimp. It's with jalapenos.
So
it's so damn good.
It's so
Halfway through that dish, I was like, this is the appetizer. We ordered food after this. Like, what are we doing? Damn it.
Why do we do that?
I don't know. Because we like mouth pleasure. Ooh, in that same vein, Chingo sent the group this, do you ever listen to Jocko's podcast by chance?
Sometimes, yeah.
So they're really short, a lot of them, right? So there was one from, it was like the New Year's episode. I'm going to send it to you. I don't know if he sent it to you already.
We were kind of listening off and on with children around. So he finally put on his headphones. It's like, yeah, I got to listen to this on my own.
Yeah, you got to put your headphones in and listen to it. It was great. And a lot of it had to do with like, not just food, but how we always like we want that immediate gratification, even though when it comes to like food, it's such a short pleasure. It's like 5 minutes worth of pleasure, maybe even less. And you're like, man, I should have done that. I need to stay on track with whatever. So it's kind of in the same vein of what we're talking about.
It's true. It's like, that's all it is. And not just with food, Rob, just with everything in life. You know what I'm saying? Even at church this Sunday, they talked about, which I had to watch live on my phone. They talked about time, right? And it's like, if you ever look at, like, when you pass away, right? It's like, whatever year you were born, there's a dash, and then the year that you pass. It's what you did in between the dash that like matters. And that's what we don't sit there and calculate. Like, we need to do shit that matters, like in life, so that when your end date comes, it's almost like, yeah, they're gone. But the time between they were born and the time they were gone, they did such amazing things, and it's like they accomplished so much, and it's just because you kept yourself focused, you lived for today. And sometimes people sit like my sister sent me this really cool thing, and it was about different like I guess like verses in the Bible that talk about beginning. You know what I'm saying? And so yesterday I was telling my mom, I was like, they're so confusing sometimes. And so we kind of sat and deciphered them yesterday. I was like, can you help me just kind of understand them? And the first one I didn't understand, right? Because it was just like, this is the first of the month, and the first of the month is the first of the month. And I was like, what? I was like, okay. And Pete and I was like, let's read them together every night, before we go to bed, as like something to ponder on, you know what I'm saying, for the next day or whatever. He was like, all right. We both looked at each other like, what just happened? I was like, I don't even understand this. So I was telling my mom yesterday, and basically she was like, the way she explained it to me it's like, it's the first of the month. You have 12 months. Every month has the first of the month. And so you basically have a chance. You have 30 days to do something with that month, because it all starts with the first and it ends with whatever, 30th, 31st, except for February. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, people dwell on what happened in January. Now we're in February, right? I'm just giving you an example, right? So why sit there and dwell on January when you just were given another 30 days to make up or make better any shitty things that happened in January? But some of us are just not wired that way, to where you can't just leave that in the past. You know what I'm saying? You can't just leave whatever shitty days you had in January and, talk about moving them over in February to make them better, And I think that if you just kind of sit there and say, and journaling and that positive journal that you guys, if you just kind of sit there and think about it, like, we're humans. We're not always going to have a perfect 31 days out of the month. You know what I'm saying? But it's technically up to you at how you attack whatever shitty situation, right? You can either sit there and whine about it. You can sit there and complain about it, and it's not fair, and how come it has to happen to me, and it's only me. It'd be just my luck. This would happen to me, instead of saying, okay, fuck it. Shit happened. How can I fix this? Who can I reach out to maybe like help me out with this situation, or can give me a different point of view? Because that's, I think, sometimes some of us don't want to ask other people because we're embarrassed maybe at like how they might look at the situation, or they may judge you. And then again, that's also why I feel like it's important to have people in your circle who are like, hey, it's all right, man. Just pick right back up. Next month will be fine. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, let's just find solutions. And that's really what life is about, is finding solutions to any like shitty situation.
Shit. Ask Dawn if I don't tell that every day. I'm like, just find these solutions kind of thing. It's a constant reoccurring theme with us. But if you deconstruct the year, 365 days. So what is it? 52 weeks, even less, Saturdays or Fridays or whatever you find to be important days. It's almost like there ain't enough time in a year to try to get to everything that you want to get to. It is the first week of January. We will be in the last week of December again. I think 2021 flew by considering all the shit that went down last year.
I couldn't disagree. I mean, I remember the months going slow when Penny was born.
Okay, I could see why. That's different.
And with Sunny, I just feel like, I mean, she just celebrated 5 months on the 1st of January.
What did you say? Agree or disagree with me?
What?
The last year flew by.
Totally.
Okay,
That's what I said.
Oh, okay,
I even feel like she's 5 months.
Yeah. Today,
like,
right?
Whoa. No, on the 1st of January, she turned 5 months. But I'm just saying, like, what? Like, I feel like I just had her. Like, I vividly remember my damn C-section. Like,
it's like a glitch in the
whoa,
matrix. It feels like you were just shuffling around the house and not being able to do shit. And now you're like, I feel like myself again.
Yeah.
It's like that. It really is like that.
It is. And you know what? It's funny. And I'm going to say this again. It was sitting down with that damn dude. And I shouldn't say damn, but I was sitting down with that.
She was so damn good. You got to say damn.
Man, she was so good.
Natasha, was it?
Natasha. And I just, like, she just really, like, I think if we all sat down and maybe thought about what is weighing us down and keeping us from doing things, and just kind of, even if you don't want to talk to nobody, talk it out loud to yourself. Like, sit there and just talk it out loud to yourself, right? And you're just like going to feel so much better. It's like, all right, fuck. It is what it is. Let's handle this shit and let's just do it, because I'm not going to be sitting there anymore sad about a situation. I'm not going to be sitting there anymore mad at myself for not doing this. It's like, just get on it. You know what I'm saying? And just do the damn thing.
That's it.
Right? I mean,
it's a great way to end this free episode.
Exactly. Just do it, guys. So
where can they get the premium shit, Sol?
So if you haven't yet signed up for our speaking of, I have a new vendor for the entrepreneur box. So patronas, I hope y'all enjoy this new thing that's coming in. I never reached out to them. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because I mean, they seem to be pretty popping anyway. But she was like, oh my God, I love what you're doing. I want to be a part of this entrepreneur box. So I was like, word. I'm like, okay, so it's really cool. So what I've decided to do, okay, for folks, all right, is this, and this is how we're going to end it. So that if you want to join the Patreon, go to www.patreon.com/HERR Lounge podcast. Okay. I am going to make videos using the products that are going in the box for you guys. So Brianda is going to, I couldn't do the pre-workout, guys, and test it just because I can't do pre-workout right now as much as I want to.
30 more days.
I think I'm only going to do 6 months, but I don't know yet. I mean, 1 more month with Sunny breastfeeding. I'm trying to we're introducing food to her. So that's why I'm kind of feeling like maybe she seems to love food. We gave her soup, like the broth, and she still doesn't know kind of how to, obviously what to do yet, but I'm feeling like the more food she gets, she's going to want less of milk. So she's not going to want me. So I'm introducing it super early to her, because I didn't do this with Sunny. I mean, with Penny. Penny got it probably about 7 months, because I was scared. I kept telling her, no, don't give her food. Like, she's too little, right? I'm scared she's going to choke, because you always hear those weird stories, right? But I'm doing it with Sunny. It's funny, that second kid, right?
Yeah, you just kind of like, we'll figure it out.
And so she loves it. She loves the food. And she always stares at it when we eat. So I was like, I feel like it's time I think she wants to eat. I'm like, she just keeps staring at me when I'm eating. Like, what is that? You know? And she's eating it so good. But anyway, so I think I'm only going to do 1 more month of breastfeeding. And why I'm saying that is because then I can give you guys a review of Brianda's pre-workout, because I don't know yet. Maybe, does Dawn do pre-workout? Or she can't?
We do. Yeah, we do.
So maybe you guys can kind of tell us what
You got some?
I haven't given you any, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'll give you a sample. I think I have 2 left from what she gave me.
Sweet.
I think she gave me two over the amount. So I don't know what they're like yet, so I can't test that one. But I am going to do. There's not a way to test the candles, guys, except for telling you guys they smell delicious. Trust me, they smell delicious. Like,
it's true.
I really wish that I could show y'all how good it smells in my house, but I can't right now. Smell-o-vision's coming, yeah, and then you guys would know. So for sure, the candles are amazing. But the collagen, I'm making overnight oats with collagen in it, so that you guys can see how you can use it. That it doesn't just have to be in water, it doesn't have to be in your protein shake. You can have it in your overnight oats, and you'll have it there too. Rob, did I make you my Mocha overnight oats? I was telling Dawn, I was like, when she was asking me what I wanted to do with for breakfast for this, I told her, I said, I'm really big on, I need to be easy and not complicated. I said, so I am queen of overnight oats.
Oh, I love overnight oats.
Because they're the easiest things that you can make. So I kind of sent her some numbers of some that I make just to see if I'm able to kind of have them with what she's given me. So she was laughing at me because I said, don't laugh. I still use a recipe book it's written now. Since my recipe is written now. So I said, because I sent her a picture of my recipe. I was like, don't laugh. It's in a recipe book. I know. I still use paper to write down recipes. Okay. So
she's got a binder that's like 30 years old of recipes.
Oh, see? Okay, then Don. So anyway, I got to make you one. It has espresso in it.
Ooh.
So it's good. It's good as hell. Again, but the one thing I will say with the Mocha Latte overnight oats is it doesn't taste like, sometimes overnight oats can be a little bit sweet because of the stuff you put in it. This is coffee. This is cacao. So you're not going to have a super duper sweet.
That's cool. I like dark chocolate anyway.
Oh, it's so good. I got to make you one. I'll make them tonight.
Fantastic. Her Brianna's collagen's really good. I mentioned it before. It mixes really well, and it's a great way to get an extra like 17 or 20 grams of protein.
So I'm making a blueberry overnight oats. I'm going to have the collagen, so I'll make you one of those too for you to try. And I used to do, you can add the protein in there too. Have you ever added the protein powder in there? Yeah. So
I brought you a sample of the one we use.
Oh yeah, because John told me about it. So
and then your menu was in that bag too.
Okay, perfect. And then so I just told. So anyway, so I'm gonna make videos because I want you guys to see. So the stuff that's coming in is like CBD oils for like it's anti-aging. It's like hydration for your face, and I've used them before. Want to know the crazy thing about about this girl? Is she was on her and her friend, the girl who really created this. She's the scientist. She's the one that'll mix things for her. And she works with the other girl. If you guys have never listened to this podcast episode, guys, it is with the women in business. And it's, I think, the hippie chicks. I think that's what I labeled it. I don't remember, but they met in prison, bro.
What?
They met in prison. Came out and made this. They sell CBD things, right? I think they also sell THC things, but only in Albuquerque because that's right. It's legal over there, so not here. So they came up with all these she comes up with all these female lines of facial things that are great. Well, I went to an Albuquerque show. She brought this bag and said, give this to your wife, right? And so I was like, dope. I fucking ran out of it because I loved it that much, okay? And I was like, damn, I wish I could find who this person was. It was just in my makeup bag all the time to where the name, she didn't put nothing. They had just started during that
give
time.
It to your wife?
This girl that I'm about to tell you about. Her name's Deanna. And in their account is called Cactus Kush. So they gave me the stuff. I thought it was amazing. I had just run out of it. That's when we started doing cafecito time during the lockdown. Oh. And we started letting people call in. She calls in and she's like, hey, how are you guys? And da-da-da-da-da. She's like, I don't know if you guys remember me, but I'm the one that gave you I'm like, holy shit. Where can I find you? I've been needing your stuff. I need that thing again. The reason why I liked it is it's oil for your face. Some people don't like it. It's a serum, right, for your face. But what I liked about it was I used to put the drops while I'm sitting there in my bed watching TV, and I would just be massaging my face with the serum, and it was just real soothing and relaxing. And then I stopped getting it, and it was just damn it, no. And she has chapsticks as well that are also awesome. So I'm excited about. They'll be in the January boxes for my patrona. So just so you guys know, they'll be in there. I think they're gonna do 3 months, is what she said, and they're gonna do their 3 different. All right, what are you laughing at, Rob?
Nah, the joke's passed.
What?
Nothing.
They're gonna do 3 months. What's the?
I was gonna say I got Donna a serum as well.
Oh, you did? Home.
You actually
guys, www.herloungepodcast. I mean, Patreon.com/herlounge podcast. That's like today when I gave Sean some cookies.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, I have to give you the disclaimer. It's got items that help with breastfeeding. I said, don't worry, you're not going to start lactating. Blah, blah, blah. Right. So that was it. So we were leaving and he hadn't eaten one of the cookies yet. Right. So I was like, God, Sean, don't be scared to eat my cookies. And he busted out laughing. And I just went to go take my picture for my reel. Right. And I was like, he's still laughing. I'm like, what's so funny? He goes, did you not hear what you said? I was like, what? He goes, you said, don't be afraid to eat your cookies. And him and Pete started laughing. And I was like, I swear, y'all are like fucking 8th graders. Come on, man. I was like,
it's
seriously?
True.
I'm like, your brain is always in the gutter. But anyway, so guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope your year has started off great. Thank you guys for, really starting this community. It's everybody's finally kind of like, I think they're getting a little push now. I see more posts on our Facebook group, and I'm excited to see everybody kind of participating and so forth. And I think that it's going to be great. And I think that everybody who's joined for the month of January through February 28th, I think is what we're doing. I wish you guys the best, and let's kick off 22 on the right track. So thank you guys so much for listening. See you guys Friday.